Happy Hour is live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. This is Happy Hour.
Call the show, 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773.
What's up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. For the next hour, I'm here hanging out at my humble abode in downtown St. Pete. Oh, not really. It's the south side of St. Pete. But I'm hanging out here, and I have so much I want to talk to you guys about. So much going on in the news that I thought, why not do a random Monday night show? So here I am doing the show. All right. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Get the Hoppy Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop. There, you can chat me live at any time, anywhere in the world via my app. So if you're listening live now, what's up? Also, if you get Spotify, which I know everybody has Spotify in 2018, if you're too lazy to look up my show via the app, just type in Hoppy Radio and it's there as well. Very happy, very pumped to be on Spotify. It's some big news for the show. Now, Happy Hour right now is being brought to you by Speedy Link Metro PCS. Dude, what can I say about them? They honestly are the best in the Bay. And I'm not just saying this to say it. They honestly are the best in the Bay. With over 22 locations in the Bay Area, from Dade City all the way to Sarasota. So literally, if you're in Dade City hanging out, you're in Sarasota, there is a Speedy Link Metro PCS nearby you, and they will hook you up. If you go there and tell them that I sent you, you will get the hookup. And their main shop is at 7813 Palm River Road, and that's in Tampa. Abraham, Mo, Patrick McVicker, Tyrone Leak, everybody has made this possible, and I appreciate it. And I'm not just saying this, I want my listeners to get the best cell phone service possible. I wouldn't let a loser sponsor me, like I'm talking like Trump now. I wouldn't let losers be around me. I like being around people that I can help out and they can help me out. So I'm very pumped to be a part of Speedy Link Metro PCS. All right, I have this topic. I'm going to give it to you guys right now. I love when kids my age, good old millennials, bitch and moan about why is everybody making fun of us? Why? Us millennials? There's hardworking millennials, but why are we all being made fun of? Because of things like this. Millennials outraged after baseball team has a night to make fun of them with avocados, participation ribbons, and napping rooms. That's brilliant. Because we like avocados, we were given participation ribbons, and we like to nap. Ha ha ha, get it? I mean, I played soccer back in 2003. How was that? More than a decade ago. Time flies. But back in 2003, I was playing soccer, and I got one goal in my life. And our team never won a game. But every year, we would get a trophy. And I hated every second of that trophy. I never got the trophy for coming in 8th place. And I was like, man, I feel like a real winner right now. There never was a time that I would get a 7th place trophy for, let's say, a game in class and they have little different ribbons. I never got 7th place and was like, oh man, I feel great about myself. It sucks. So I don't know why all the older people rip into us because we got these ribbons. Do you think any of us really embraced being in 7th place? Do you think we're like, oh, this is great? So that whole thing, though, where people are saying, oh, we love getting those trophies and ribbons. No, it sucks being in 7th place. This is good old Montgomery, Alabama. If I say lover of naps, selfies, and ribbons, you would say millennials? According to one Alabama minor league baseball team, they are everything that goes with being born in the 1980s to the early of this new century. That's the thing, too, is we really do need to begin breaking up the time frame of who's a millennial and who's not. Because it just feels like if you were born after the year 99, you have nothing in common whatsoever with somebody that's born in the 80s, because somebody that's born in the 80s has memory of the 90s and has memory of 9/11. If you have no recollection, no memory, nothing of 9/11, you are not a millennial, because it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be you have people from the 80s all the way to 2002. That makes no sense. Yeah. There's no sense in having the same generation be people that are 20 years apart. I'm just saying. Oh, man. My favorite team when I think of minor league baseball is the Montgomery Biscuits, I tell you. Man, I love everything about them. They were having the night. Man, you know the people down in Bama probably thought this was the funniest thing ever. They probably saw this and they're like, oh, we're going to get national attention like on ESPN and Fox News, which it worked. Ay. This team currently has a record of 14-11. So, you know, they're kind of average right now. They're not killing it, but they're not bad. But you know they needed this to draw in attention. I feel like people that live in Montgomery, maybe there's nothing to do in Bama, so you would go anyway. But I don't think anybody that lives there is like, you know what? It's a Monday night. I want to go to a Biscuits game. Oh, man, Friday night, go to the bar, watch some TV at home. I want to go to a Montgomery Biscuits game. I don't think anybody has ever said that in Montgomery. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are the biggest thing in town. I'm just saying, I don't think a minor league baseball team that's doing well would ever need to have a night like this. This is for attention and to bring people in because they're probably not doing the best when it comes to the fans. Thought it was funny that all the millennials who are always bitching about, oh, we're being made fun of. Oh, it hurts. Oh, why do the older generations hate us? Well, maybe because they were having a night all about you. And if you really weren't offended by being made fun of, you would go to the event and embrace it. Hell, you would have guacamole with the avocados. But no, by being the entitled millennials that we are, we prove this team's point that we're a bunch of babies. Because if we really cared about improving our image, we would have gone to those nights and been like, ha ha ha, gotta have a sense of humor, a nice slap on the knee. But because we're all douchebags, there's no fixing us. I'm just saying. Tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Get the Hoppy Radio app. Chat me there. Okay. This is something else I was thinking about. So I heard Clay Travis. So he's a show I like to listen to. He's on Fox Sports Radio. Outkick the coverage. One of the best sports shows I've ever heard. I like how the guy is just very calm but speaks his mind and doesn't get too hyper. Well, he was talking last week about why Mike Trout, who's one of the best baseball players of all time, really hasn't become a household name amongst average fans. Like, you had Derek Jeter, you had Sammy Sosa, you had Mark McGwire, but why hasn't Mike Trout ever really made that whole mode into being a household name? And he was debating a bunch of different ideas. But I think this is the whole idea of why baseball isn't as popular. Attendance is down. TV ratings are down. Here's the thing about baseball. Here's the thing about the MLB. I like it. It's cool. Come the playoffs. I'm all in. Oh, man, when you have a Game 7 and it's going down to the 9th inning and a team's down by 1, there's nothing more exciting. There's nothing better than a tight baseball game, like when the Cubs won. Happiest sports moment of my life, no debate. This is not even a debate in my mind. The 2010 Lakers winning was cool, but that was my hometown team, and I saw that happen. Baseball has these great moments where you're all in, but it also has a lot of downtime. 159 games or whatever it is per year. I'm drawing a blank. You have so many games and so many average moments and so many pop-up foul balls that get caught that the exciting moments are far and few in between. Like, I love baseball. I just don't love baseball, if that makes sense. Like, I went to a Tampa Bay Rays game like 3 weeks ago, and I liked it, but it wasn't the most exciting thing. Even though they beat Verlander, you would think I'd be all pumped and all happy to be there, but it's kind of boring. And I think the ultimate issue with baseball is this. I think in the age of where a Vine video in 2018 would now be too long to watch, and how radio shows have to have ratings to keep people listening as long as possible, and TV shows have to get right to the point. I feel like the issue is baseball is so slow motion, and it's got such an order that I feel like it's hard for us to pay attention. And I think that's why baseball isn't as popular as it used to be, is I just think we don't have the attention span, we don't have the energy, we don't have the might or the will to watch every single game. There's so much more you can do. Like, I'm watching Luke Cage right now on Netflix. Then I'm going to watch Jessica Jones and The Punisher, and I'm watching Power with 50 Cent. It's a great show. I'm watching shows. I'm going to the gym. I feel like when baseball was America's pastime, I think it was when there wasn't as much to do. But you literally can do whatever you want in 2018. Just saying. So I think that's the ultimate issue with baseball. And I think it shows that baseball has a lot of issues too, the MLB. If they're basically having to say that Mike Trout needs to be more vocal about being a top-tier player, I think that proves that they're relying too much on one player who's just being himself, and they're just kind of admitting that they're going downhill, because a league that has confidence that they'll be big again wouldn't need to call out a player to be more vocal and have his team and the Angels defend him. Just saying. I think it shows that the MLB is a little nervous, that the MLB is kind of going downhill, and it's not going to be gone in 10 years. It's not going to be gone in 20 years, but I feel like it's going to be like when you watch a new episode of The Simpsons, and you're like, man, it wasn't great, but it just kind of hangs on TV and just doesn't go away. That's how I view baseball. It's big enough in major markets, but I just think it's going to just gradually, over the next 30, 40 years, just kind of go down. I think sports overall will go down. The NBA is going on a bad path with super teams. The NFL can't keep itself out of the limelight. I just feel like over the next 40 years, kids my age aren't going to put as much time and effort into sports because we can watch whatever we want or listen at any time. And I just think over the next 40 years, we're going to see this big change where, like, it's just going to go down a little bit. Matteo chimes in on Hoppy TV. Nah, man, Mike Trout's a big Eagles fan. Those people literally eat turds. It's a good point. I can't wait for, like, the year 2070. Hopefully I'm alive. I'll be, like, 70. No, I'll be 90. That'd be even better. And I'm sitting in my rocking chair, and I'm about to die, and I'm watching some movie that's about the beginning of this time, between the year of 2000 to 2018 and 2030. And I'll be watching some video about the life I lived, and it'll show the 2000s and the 2010s and the 2020s. And I wonder if we're going to look back on this time and just kind of frown and go, man, we're a bunch of idiots. Like, I wonder if future grandpas, kids my age, are going to be embarrassed about their selfies. Like, if they're going to look back on things, is what I'm trying to say, and feel embarrassed, or if we're just going to embrace that we were a bunch of narcissists. Like, are we going to watch these Vine videos of people dancing like the song by Drake and be proud of it in 50 years when we tell our grandkids? Or do you think there's going to be a little more of embarrassment that we were a bunch of idiots? Because I really can't tell people that were teens in the 70s, I can't tell if they embraced the 70s or not. They're like, oh yeah, we had orgies in mud at concerts, and we did drugs in a van. But yeah, we're so much better than you guys. Like, if you had the internet back then too, you would have been doing the same thing. Damn it. if George Washington had the internet, we'd be doing the same thing. I feel like we're all dumbasses in this lifetime. I feel like nobody's perfect. So I'm just really curious to see how we're going to look back on ourselves in the next 40 to 50 years, and if we'll embrace it and laugh about it, or if we're going to cringe. Like, if we're going to be talking to our grandkids, they're like, yeah, there's this girl that just died this week. Oh, what was her name? Her name was Snooki. And then our grandkids were like, who's Snooki? And you're like, oh yeah, there's this show we watched from like 2009 to like 2012. And it's about these people that had sex and fought each other and got into a bunch of fights at a bar and had different lingo. And I wonder if our grandkids are going to be like, oh man, that's cool. I wonder if our grandkids are going to be like, oh wow, can I watch Jersey Shore? Or are our grandkids going to look down on us? Like, think about it this way. You know when you watch TV Land and you see the classic shows like Fresh Prince from the 90s? Like, you see all these shows from the 80s and 90s beginning to be classics. Friends, even shows like King of Queens in the last 10 years. I wonder if in 30 to 40 years, if there's going to be like a classic TV channel and it'll have Teen Mom, it'll have Jersey Shore, it'll have The Hills, all these trashy shows from the last 14 years. I wonder if there's going to be like a classic TV channel where we're going to be like, oh man, remember those golden days of The Hills and Cavallari, that hot piece of ass? Or are we going to try and forget about it? That's what I want to know. Are we going to embrace all the dumb things we've been into? Like, is there going to be a TV channel in 2049 that's just going to be Vine Classic? And all it is Vines on repeat? Are we going to be going, yeah, those Vines were so hilarious? Or are they going to have like a classic TV channel where it's all the old videos from like 2005 to 2012? So it's, oh, my brother bit me. Or are they going to show the cartoon unicorn or the baby TV ads from the Super Bowl? Are we going to embrace all the weird videos from the last 10 years? Or are we going to kind of sweep it under the rug and pretend like it never happened? That's what I want to know. Because I feel like right now, with the whole idea of like old music being classics, it has a weird vibe because every classic song from the 70s and 80s has kind of a musical vibe to it. Like, they're playing the drums, they're playing the guitar, they're singing. And it's really weird when I'm driving in my car and I'm listening to the old hip-hop channel and they're playing like Crank That Soulja Boy, and they're like, this throwback from 11 years ago. Number one, it's weird that it's been 11 years, but number two, it's weird that it sounds so new. It just doesn't feel like it's old enough to be a throwback. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just so weird to think that those songs are now classics because they were average when they came out, and now over time they're decent. You can laugh at them, but they just don't feel like classic hits, if that makes sense to me. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Get the Hoppy Radio app in your Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppy Radio. I saw this too. Like, this is going to be another example of this kid's going to be ruined forever. The son of Janelle Evans from Teen Mom, who pulled out a gun with her son in the car while on the MTV show. Teen Mom 2, Janelle Evans, who is seen on the show, was seen getting into a heated road rage incident and pulled out a gun while her son Jace was in the car, sparking backlash from viewers who slammed her parenting. Now, here's my thing. If it's like a life or death situation we're talking about, if you have to bring out a gun that you have in your pocket to save your kid's life, that's fine. If it's all good and it's self-defense and everything is legal, you kind of have to do it to save their life. But when you're a dirty, rotten teen mom who is an awful mother who's on TV and doing it for attention and obviously doesn't care about her kid. Because if she cared about her kid, she wouldn't be on TV with him. This is where she's an idiot. It's a road rage incident. It reminds me of one time back in 2009, I was learning how to drive. I was getting my permit. And this fucking jerk-off on the road goes and tailgates me and then goes and almost hits my car while my mom's in the car, goes in front of us, and then just parks at the light. So I honk at him. I'm flicking him off. He comes out. He's this ripped Mexican guy, just ripped out of his mind. All he would have to do is pick me up, throw me to the ground, and I would have been paralyzed. He was jacked. And he comes up to the window, and my mom goes, Sir, he's underage. He's underage. So the guy gets in the car and drives off. That was my lesson, that road rage will get you nowhere. So the fact that this teen mom who is making the worst choices possible in life, a mom who thinks it's good to be on TV with her kid exploiting him for money and attention, I'm not surprised that she's the same one that would pull out a gun during a road rage incident. I'm just saying, maybe I'm being a little rude, maybe I'm being over the top, but I wouldn't give her a cup on Mother's Day that says Mother of the Year. I wouldn't take her out to eat and go, you know what, you're a great mother. Now, granted, I've never seen her as a mother. I've never seen her in her real life or on TV. So maybe I'm wrong. But just what I'm picking up from this article, she's kind of a dumbass. I'm just saying. During the incident, Evans became annoyed after a driver in a white truck cut her off and then came to a halt. She then slammed her brakes. She then yelled, "Are you effing kidding me, dude? Oh my God." The panicked TV actor called 911 and told the cops that her car almost veered out of the road. The TV show then went to black, and MTV said in text that the angry mom decided to go after the truck. So she was doing all the right things. She was doing everything correct. She has her kid in her car. She looks worried on the phone. Obviously, I would be if I just got into a car crash. But she's doing all the right things. She's about to call the cops. This bitch went from 0 to 1,000. She goes, okay, now I'm going to pull out my gun and chase you. Like, are you out of your mind? Are you schizophrenic? What the hell's wrong with you? If you think that's a good idea to just go from doing the right thing to, I got to get that dickhead. I'm just saying. She followed the driver to his house. Oh my God, I don't know who knocked up Janelle Evans, this girl from Teen Mom. I haven't seen the show. I don't know what the baby daddy looks like, but I will go on a limb and say that he's fucked for life. The fact that this is who he has to deal with, the fact that this is who is going to be his kid's mom until the day he dies or one of them dies, dude. Imagine getting those bitchy texts from her. Oh my God, she sounds like your typical psycho girlfriend. She sounds like your typical psycho girlfriend that when you're out to the bar and you're not even cheating on her, she's like, oh my God, what are you doing? Oh my God, what are you doing? Oh my God, what are you doing? I miss you, 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 I miss you. She seems like the type of girl who's psycho, because if a girl is one to pull out a gun and go chase after somebody while the kid's in the car, I'm assuming she's probably not the best girlfriend material. So this dude that knocked her up, his life is ruined. And her life is ruined because this dude knocked her up. Just saying. Maybe I'm being a little rude. Maybe you don't want to hear it. I'm saying, like, they obviously weren't meant for each other. She was bragging to her son that she was a member of the NRA. A listener chimed in. Thank you for that. Yeah. Speaking of that, I have nothing against the NRA. I have nothing at all against the NRA. But I feel like if you're really prideful about it, I feel like it's not healthy. I feel like it's not healthy to be prideful about anything in life. If you're focused on one thing and you're not expanding and trying to learn things during the short life that we have, then I think you're an idiot. So any of these people that are all about guns, NRA, it's like, why don't you relax and go have fun and go to the beach or do something? Like, I used to be the same way about radio. It was radio. And she's like, you gotta like learn things. I'm just saying. I just feel bad for people that are so simple-minded that they don't try to branch out and try new foods or try to do things. Like, even though I don't have the money to travel, I go to the beach every night. And I appreciate it. And I work out. I try to get things done with my day. I try to separate and not just do one thing. So when these people are so into the NRA or so into CrossFit or so into eating healthy, it's like, what are you doing? Come on. That's what I'm saying. Not trying to rip into the NRA. I don't want this to be a gun talk. So I swear to God, if it becomes that, I did not allow it. We have a comment that came into Hoppy TV. I'm about to check it. This dude chimes in, Jacob, via the Hoppy radio app. He goes, you just want to have the guns get taken away. See, this is why I never, ever talk about the guns or the NRA. Because I wasn't even calling them out. I was calling out anybody. I don't even feel like explaining it. That's why I never talk about this. It's because one person then just... okay. Moving on. I don't even want to go there. The fact that somebody took what I just said, where I called anybody out, and said, you just don't want guns to be there. Shut the fuck up. People are so annoying. All right. This listener just chimed in. No! Go back to Teen Mom. LOL. I have talked enough about Teen Mom for the rest of my lifetime. I'm good. I mean, what is there to talk about? Farrah Abram making another sex tape, possibly? I've never seen that one. Oh, like, what are we going to talk about with Teen Mom? Like, it's an awful show. At least Jersey Shore has, like, the catchphrases and you can laugh at them. I feel bad for the kids on Teen Mom because that's real. That's not acting. That's not they're told what to do. Like, when you watch Jersey Shore, it's like they're just being paid to do what they're being told to do. But with Teen Mom, you're like, dear God, that's a woman that gave birth to a kid, and now that kid's screwed for life. Just saying. Call me a pessimist, say I'm a little negative. I'm just being real with you. Would you want Janelle Evans to be your mom? Think about your mom right now. As awful as she might be. My mom's not awful. I don't want her thinking I'm saying that. But what I'm saying is, think about your mom right now. I'm just saying this to anybody listening. And think about all the moments she drives you nuts. And think about the times that your mom really gets you mad. Just really think about it right now. Just think about the worst moments ever. The worst argument you've ever had. And then take a deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Meditate a little bit. And then realize that you have it good. As crazy as your mom might be, as out of your mind your dad might be, Janelle Evans is not your parent. You are set for life.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour. Call the show. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773.
All right, we are back to Hoppy Hour. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Get the Hoppy Radio app. There you go. And listen on Spotify. Okay. I don't want to talk about this very long. I don't want to have a wide talk about it because the issue is it's going to bring up the idea of us debating about Trump. And I have a no Trump rule on the show. I don't allow many swears because I want to be on the radio. So I don't want people thinking that I'm some loud shock jock and they're like, oh, we can't put Hoppy on the radio. So I have that rule on the show. And I have Donald Trump will not be discussed. So when I talk about this next topic, I don't want anybody thinking it's about Trump. Right. Roseanne Barr goes on rant, says support for Trump led to dismissal. Roseanne Barr has done everything wrong since she got kicked off ABC. I don't know who her agent is. I don't know who her PR firm is. I don't know who anybody she works with is. But she must be such a narcissist and so out of her mind that there's no fixing her. All she had to do was shut her fucking mouth. after she had those dumb racist tweets, don't even blame Lamictal and the meds you were on. You know what you do? You delete social media, you decline interviews, and in about 6 to 8 months, you go on Joe Rogan's podcast. You literally hide. You live over in fucking Honolulu, Roseanne. You have a great life. She allegedly smokes weed, so just smoke weed, hide, and then by the end of the year, we won't be as mad at you. And then you go on Joe Rogan's show and you're fine. But this whole thing where you keep making it about you, it makes it seem like you're more mad that it happened to you, and you don't really care about the show as much. Like, she's more mad that it's ruining her reputation, but she doesn't care that she almost let everybody who had a job on her show lose it because of her dumb tweets. Luckily, their show got picked up, the Connors or whatever. But Roseanne literally is such a narcissist, it drives me nuts. This whole thing, my support of Donald Trump is the reason I got fired. No, it's not. Because if your support of Donald Trump had such a big base there, your show never would have been fucking greenlit and picked up. If your support of Donald Trump was so negative, Roseanne, you never would have had a fucking show. They would have not let you in day one. They would have gone, oh, she's for Trump, we can't have that. So this whole fucking thing that Roseanne's been doing, where it's, oh, it's because I supported Trump. No, it's not. Your show was the #1 sitcom on network TV. You guys were back and better than ever. Your support of Trump means nothing because you were hired. Oh my God. You know what it was? You had a bigoted, racist tweet, and you were probably hard to work with, so then they just found a reason to get rid of you. Because if they really needed you, if Roseanne was really worth it, if she was so important, she would not have been cut. At all. At all. Just saying. Okay. Brian chimes in. Look at what happened with Tim Allen's show. Tim Allen's sitcom fucking sucked. I'm not even trying to be negative. Tell me a classic moment or a classic episode from Last Man where you were like, oh my God, this is why Last Man is one of the best shows on TV. Oh my God, every week I pop a bowl of popcorn, I drink a beer, and I watch Tim Allen's sitcom. Tell me, I'm waiting. When did you watch Tim Allen's sitcom, not Home Improvement, the last one? What was a classic moment from the show? The reason the show made it is because in the Midwest and in small towns, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. And baby boomers and Gen Xers have a lot of time on their hands, so all they do is watch bad TV, and they embrace it. People our age weren't watching it. And then the only reason people cried about Tim Allen's show being canceled is because all of a sudden people then went, oh, it's because he likes Trump. It's because he likes Trump. No, the show was on for 5 years and had like 75 episodes and was in syndication now. It's on like MOR here in Tampa, and any local channel with where you're listening, they probably air it on syndication after 2.5 Men. So he got lucky that he was a household name, and he got lucky that his show was good enough to be picked up. I'm just saying. I'm not really big into those sitcoms. I feel like if your show's funny, you don't need a laugh track. You don't need to keep reminding us that it's funny. We'll find a humor. Like, can you imagine if the movie The Hangover had a laugh track? Or Office Space, or Idiocracy, or Superbad? When something is funny, you don't need a laugh track. When something is good, you don't need a laugh track. We'll find the humor. So that's why I don't respect these shows, is because every single line, ha ha ha, ha ha, and it's fake, so it's not even real. Alright. About to wrap up Happy Hour. I'm out of breath. I'm gonna go get my workout in. Doing P90X like it's 2010 with my neighbor. We're gonna get into shape. Probably not, but I will. Alright. It's very simple. It's very easy. Go to 7813 Palm River Road, and that's in Tampa. If you go there and tell them that I sent you at Speedy Link Metro PCS, they will hook you up with a top-a-notch deal. 7813 Palm River Road, and that's in Tampa. Also, call them and tell them that I sent you, and they could book it for you. That number to call Speedy Link Metro PCS, 813-626-0297. It's 813-626-0297. With over 22 locations here in the Bay Area, from Dade City all the way to Sarasota. All right. Get the Hoppy Radio app. Listen on Spotify. Brian chimed in. I'm sad. The show wasn't even that long. You're lucky I gave you a show for my wide amount of listeners. No. It's one of those things where I want to go get my workout in, and at the same time, if you have the Hoppy Radio app or you go to Spotify or iTunes podcast, you can listen to all 500 shows I've done in 3 years. So, come on. Quantity or that? What do you want? You want way too many shows, or do you want a lot of good shows? There you go. I'll leave you with that. This has been Hoppy Hour. I'm signing off. Bye.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.